Okay, guys, so it is Wednesday, and today you are going to be learning about dividing fractions. So, we've gotten pretty good at multiplying fractions. Now we got to learn about dividing fractions. We can do our practice problems. Okay, so every time, and sometimes I just do it right in here, just change it right there, but for space, let's do this. Remember that 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1. So we start with 1/2. First fraction never changes. Times, and the reciprocal of 2 over 1 is 1 over 2. Now we're just multiplying top to top and bottom to bottom. So 1/2 times 1/2 is 1 over 4. Okay. Oh, I should say this first skill is dividing fractions by whole numbers. So all of these are being divided by a number that you need to put over 1. Okay, so that's the same thing as 1/2 times 1 over 9. Because think about what that means. That means you have a half a candy bar and you have to split it with 9 people. So you're going to get really tiny pieces, right? So 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 9 is 18. So everybody gets 1/18 of that candy bar, which is pretty small. Okay, last one. This is the same as 1/3. We're going to switch it to multiplication. 2 is the same thing as 2 over 1, and the reciprocal of that is 1/2. Multiply top to top, bottom to bottom, and you get 1 over 6. Okay? Second skill you have today is doing the opposite. You're starting with the whole numbers and dividing by the fractions. Okay? So all of these, again, you're going to put over a 1, change that to multiplication, and now we're flipping over that fraction. So the reciprocal of 1 over 4 is 4 over 1. Multiply top to top. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. Remember, in con, they want you to just simplify that to the whole number. So that would just be 12. Okay, next one. Change that 3 to a 3 over 1. Change to multiplication. The reciprocal of 1 over 7 is 7 over 1. So 3 times 7 is 21. 1 times 1 is just 1, so we can just leave it as 21. Okay? And last practice problem. Change that 3 to a 3 over 1. 3 over 1. Change to multiplication. The reciprocal of 1 over 8 is 8 over 1. So 3 times 8 is 24. 1 times 1 is just 1, so we're just going to leave it as 24. Okay, and those are your 2 skills for the day. It's a short day, but you have plenty of time to get your skills done. Miss Belial will help you, obviously, if you need help. So good luck. Talk to you tomorrow. What we're going to do is, we're going to do just like we had that on the last screen. So 6 divided by 3 is the same thing as 6 times 1/3. So when you're dividing fractions, you're always going to take what's called the reciprocal. This is in your notes. And you're taking that second fraction and flipping it. Okay? So 3 is the same thing as 3 over 1. We flip that upside down, and that becomes a 1 over 3. Okay? So let's go. Let's take, for example, let's say you have 2/5 divided by 3/4. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to change that. We have to change our sign, and we have to change that second fraction. It's never the first fraction, always the second fraction. So you'll have 2/5. We're going to change it to multiplication, and we're going to flip that second fraction over. Now you're just back to regular multiplication. You're going to multiply top to top and bottom to bottom. So 2 times 4 is 8, and 5 times 3 is 15. That's it. So the deal is that when you are dividing by a fraction, right, we have to think about what we're doing. So if you just took whole numbers, right, and you did 6 divided by 3, right, as a fraction, we could write that 6 over 3. Because remember, the line in a fraction means divided by. So if we have that, we're really taking 6 and multiplying it by a third. We're splitting it into 3 parts. So when you